the first card you have your past is the King of Cups. So yeah, obviously there's a lot of emotion in this card. There's a lot of water, fluctuating emotions with these waves going up and down. And, you know, the King's sitting above these waves, though. He's kind of above them. So he's not kind of above them, he is above them. So you're able to get on top of your emotions at this time. Finally, I think for a long, long time, you're riding up and down in these waves of emotions, and you were out of control, and then suddenly, not suddenly, but after a while, you're kind of back on top of your emotions again. And I think what happened was you finally were getting over someone. You're just finally getting over this person after a long, long, long time. I think, you know, you had this person on your mind for a long, long time. I think you might have broken up from this person a long time ago, but you still had them in your heart, you still had them in your mind, and you just couldn't let them go. And it was a long process, and I think this is the final stage in that process. And so you were suddenly on top of your emotions again. And I think, you know, you still thought about this person, probably not all the time, but I think you still had some thoughts of them. But you're getting over them. You were almost over them. You know, you were just about over them. You didn't miss them anymore. You didn't want them back anymore. You didn't think about them 24 hours a day anymore in that kind of missing them way. You thought about them. It wasn't in that kind of, oh, I miss them. Oh, I want them, that kind of thing. And yeah, I think any love or passion that you had for this person was finally in the past. It was fading away into the background. If you look at this card, there's a red ship behind this king. And it's kind of just drifting away into the background. And it's red, you know, so that means passion. So you had a lot of passion for this person once, and now that's all behind you, like it's behind this king, and it's drifting away. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Excuse me. So the next card you have your past is the Six of Cups. So yeah, this card can be about a few different things. It can be about nostalgia. And I think, you know, you still thought about this person in a kind of a more innocent way, though, in a more of a friend kind of way. You didn't have, again, you didn't have that passion for them, and you didn't think in that longing kind of a way for them. You didn't have those kind of feelings for them. And, you know, I think this was really freeing that you were in this stage, that you were getting over this person. Because I think for a long, long time you'd felt quite trapped in your mind. You were thinking, oh, get out of my mind, get out of my mind. I just want to move on from you. And they wouldn't get out of your mind. And then gradually they faded and faded, like the ship again, fading away. And now at this time, they're kind of just about out. Well, the love part of it is out, and the missing them part is out. And you still think about them a bit, but yeah, not in that same way. This is a very innocent card. This is a very platonic card. So yeah, there was no magic trick that made this happen for you. It just took time, and it just gradually faded into the situation that it is now that I'm seeing here. And also, I don't think there are any hard feelings between you and this person or anything like that. I think there might always be a little bit of a connection between you, though. That doesn't mean that you know, that doesn't mean that you're going to keep on seeing each other. That doesn't mean that you're thinking about each other all the time, or that you're even going to be talking to each other or anything like that. You might talk to them again, you might not, I don't know. But a connection is really something that's kind of like a spiritual connection. I think you've always had this with them, and I think you always will have that with them. And I think that's why there's no hard feelings, and you're able to think about them without having that kind of either I miss them, or I'm angry with them, or I don't want to see them, or I hate them. You don't have that kind of strong emotion about them anymore. You're on top of your emotions when it comes to this person. So you just have this kind of platonic thing. When they come into your mind now, you just think, oh yes, I remember that about them, they're there. And then you kind of move on in your head. But yeah, I think you did have a special connection with him, and I think you still do. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to be with them. You know, sometimes you have these special connections with people and they're only supposed to be in your life for a time, not all the time. And I think that's how this connection was with this person. I hope that all makes sense with you. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I hope you understand that. It's a bit confusing, I know. The last card you have for your past is the Five of Swords. Yes. Oh, I don't like this card. So, yeah. I'm seeing this kind of literally. I think, first of all, I'm seeing that you're a very creative person. I think you might have something creative, a creative idea, or you might have had some art or some music, something creative. I'm not sure what it is, it's something. And I think someone might have been either trying to copy your ideas, passing them off as their own, or they might have been trying to steal your ideas or something like that. It was a form of stealing, and it was some kind of creative work. That's what I'm seeing. Because the King of Cups can be about creativity as well, and Pisces are naturally very creative anyway. So I think that might be what was happening with this card. And the other thing is, you know, I think you can be a little bit quiet, a little bit quietly spoken sometimes. So I think these kinds of people who want to steal from other people might think that they can kind of get away with these kinds of things when they're around you sometimes. But I think, you know, that's underestimating you. I think they have no idea what you're really capable of, these people, when they kind of try and do these things to you. You know, you can be a very creative, very dreamy, very intuitive person. You're also a very, very strong, very determined person. And these kinds of people don't realize that. They don't know what they're in for when they come up against you. That's what I'm seeing. You also have people around you on your side supporting you, and you have some very knowledgeable people on your side supporting you, or you did at this time. You might have even had someone who understood the law or understood something around this, how to kind of stop this person or these people or prosecute them in some way. You had some kind of people around you like that that had this kind of knowledge, if that makes sense. So, yeah, you're powerful. You're a lot more powerful than these people realize, and you're not afraid to use that power. So I don't know if you've decided what to do kind of about this person or these people yet. I am getting this feeling that you are very, very serious about this. You're not going to drop it if this resonates. You're going to keep on going with this until this person either gives up or you win in some way or something happens. You're going to get, you know, you're really, really stubborn, and you push and push until you get a result. That's what I see about you. And these people do not know what they're in for. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the first card you have for your present is the Eight of Wands. So yeah, I think you really are putting this into action. You're going to try and do something about whatever these people who are stealing from you, or they're doing whatever they're doing. You might be firing off emails to the authorities or something like that, or you might be, you know, doing whatever needs to be done about this. And again, you're not going to be dropping this until they stop what they're doing, or they stop, or they do whatever they should be doing. They do the right thing, whatever it is. And again, I think they might be using images or music. It's something creative. And I think this might be online. This might be happening online on the internet. And I think someone might be profiting from it or something like that. That's what I'm seeing. That may or may not resonate with you. That's what I'm seeing though. I'm also seeing someone who might be trying to pursue you actually romantically. Now, this isn't the person that you've moved on from in the King of Cups. This is a different person. I think this is someone who you might have dated briefly or saw briefly, or you had, or, you know, I don't think this was a long relationship that you had with this person. And I think things kind of died away, or they didn't work out or something like that. And I think you might have been the one that had to tell them that you wanted to break up, or you wanted to, you know, not see them or whatever, or things weren't working or whatever it was. And I think you were kind to them at the time. I think you were very, you know, you treated them nicely. You were very fair. You were very diplomatic. You were very careful with them. but I think they didn't want to let you go. They really did not want to let you go. And I think there might have been times when this person kind of went quiet and you didn't know, and you kind of thought, oh, they've gone now. They're not interested. They're not pursuing me anymore, so I can kind of relax a bit. And then there were times in the past where they'd start again. They'd start contacting you again. So I'm seeing this kind of thing in your past where this person would start sending lots of text and talking to you and message you on social media, trying to contact you, all of that kind of thing. And then they'd realize, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or it's not working. And then they'd kind of die down. They'd go quiet for a while. And then you might have thought, oh, okay, this is over. And then they come back again and they're contacting you again. So I'm seeing this kind of on, off, on, off, on, off. I think at this time things are off. I don't think they're contacting you. They might have been very quiet for a while. But I think they might be about to contact you again. That's what I'm seeing. So, yeah, I think they're going to try and start this again. So, yeah, they're going to fire off their arrows at you again, like the ones on this card. So just watch out for that. Just be aware this contact might start again. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have your present is Justice. So, yes, what can I say about that? You know what this is about. This person in the Five of Swords might be hearing from someone in authority, maybe someone like that. And yeah, this is about justice. So you're going to get justice. You might not find out exactly what's happening around this because there's a curtain behind the woman on this card. So you won't witness what's going on. You won't see what's happening. But whatever they have up online, I'm seeing this is something online, this is going to come down. It's going to be taken down. Either they're going to take it down or the authorities are going to take down something like that, or whatever they're doing is going to be stopped in some way. It is going to come to an end. I'm not seeing anything dramatic. I'm not seeing a court case or anything like that. But yes, you're going to get justice. And yeah, getting something like this stopped isn't usually easy at all. I mean, these kinds of people usually know how to dodge any kind of prosecution or whatever around this. I mean, I've had some of my artwork copied online, and I've also had some of my readings uploaded to different channels without my permission, and these people have gotten views and it's kind of gone onto their channel. So it's easy for these kind of people to do these things, and it's easy for them to get away with these things. They can always create all these different profiles and disappear online and do all these things. So if this resonates, congratulations to you if you've actually done this. This is a really difficult thing that you've done if this is what you've managed to do. So the last card you have your present is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a fantastic card. Obviously, I love this card. I think you might have been thinking about either, yeah, I think this might be about a new business or a new business opportunity or something like that. I think you've been either thinking about starting a new business, or maybe you might already have a business and you might be thinking about branching out into a new area, doing a whole new different thing that's kind of alongside the original business, something like that. Again, I'm seeing this might be something creative. I'm seeing a lot of creativity in this reading. So there might be something creative. It might be that this business is centered on producing something that's creative. Or it might be a creative service. It might be something like you design websites for people, or it might be that you write music for people, or it might be that you whatever for people. So yeah, it might be a service. It's something creative. And I think, you were doing, I'm getting a very strong feeling in this as well. I think you were doing a lot more than just thinking about this. I think this is something that you've really, really been wanting to manifest, really wanting and really thinking about this for a long, long time. And obviously this is the Ace of Pentacles. So, I don't think money was your focus, but let's face it, everyone wants their business to prosper. So yes, of course you wanted a prosperous business as well. And I think this might be the time when this starts to all happen for you. This is when you're going to be ready for this. This is the perfect timing for all of this to happen for you. You're going to have the enthusiasm, you're going to have the determination at this time to go ahead and do this. And yeah, perfect timing. If all of this is resonating of what you've seen, what you've heard from me so far, you've gotten over this person in the King of Cups. You've gotten on top of all of that, gotten on top of your emotions. You've had a victory in the Justice card. And so, yeah, this is the third thing. So please, please go ahead with this. Make a start. This is going to be successful if you do this. It's going to be lucrative for you. This is Pentacles. This is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is going to lead you to exactly where you want to go. And you are going to be able to manifest this. Yes, it's going to be work. Yes, you're going to have to do things. Manifesting isn't about clicking your fingers and having what you want. You know that. A lot of people get that wrong. But yeah, you're going to have to work. But you're going to get this. You're going to get this. That's what I'm seeing. So the only way you're going to get this is to start now. This is the time for you to start. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The first card you have for your future is the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. I love this card. So yeah, again, you're the perfect person to start this business or go further in this business. You have a unique combination of being organized as well as having a very kind nature like this beautiful Queen, and you have creativity, which I'm seeing everywhere. And you know, the other thing this is showing me as well is that you can manifest this because there are red roses all over this card, and red roses symbolize manifestation as well. So it's looking really, really positive for this business. So start now, please. The other thing I'm seeing is that, yeah, someone might want to confide in you, I think. And I think this might be a family member. I'm getting a bit of caution around this. Just be very careful around this, because I think this person might want to try to, they might want you to keep a secret for them. And I don't think you'll want to do this. You won't want to keep this secret for them, but you know, I'm getting a scenario where they might say, oh, I really want to tell you this secret. I don't want you to tell anyone. It's about so-and-so, or it's about me. And if they found this out, they'd be really angry or upset or whatever. Don't tell anyone. And you might be saying something like, no, you have to tell the person, don't tell me. I don't want to keep that secret for you. You know, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And then they might just tell you anyway. So you know anyway. That's the kind of thing I'm seeing there. So you're going to have this secret whether you like it or not. That's what I'm seeing. And you're just not going to want to carry this around with you. But you're going to have to. Now, this person, obviously, they can trust you. That's why they're telling you this. But I think what's going to happen is when you have this secret, when you know what this is, I think what you're going to do is you're going to try to encourage them to tell the other person that this is about, the other person that's involved in this, or you're going to tell them to come clean with this in some way so that it's out in the open. They're not holding any secrets. They're not going around whispering or kind of doing this. And it's a secret about someone that they need to know about. It's something like that, but they're kind of stopping them from knowing something. It might be something like someone's having an affair and they're not telling them, or, you know, they're not telling the other party. Or it might be something like, you know, something about them that they should know, they need to know, and it's being hidden from them. It's something like that that needs to be out in the open, but this person isn't putting it out in the open. They're telling you instead, which puts you in a really difficult position. So, you know, I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to just keep on pressing them to tell, press them to tell. Say, no, I can't keep the secret. You're going to have to tell them. You might even have to do something like saying, you know, if you don't tell them, I will. If you don't tell them, I will. I'm going to tell them. There's a deadline. You must tell them this. I cannot carry this around. I do not feel right doing this. So I think you're just going to have to keep on pushing them to come clean about this. That's what I'm seeing. The next card you have for your future is the Page of Wands. So yeah, I think this relative might be younger than you. I think they might even be trying to get you to keep a secret from another family member. It might even be one of their parents or something like that. and it's going to be very awkward for you, very difficult for you. It's not going to work. I think the right people will find out eventually, but I think you're going to have to push to get this once again. Also, I'm seeing this business again in this card. You're going to have a lot of passion and fire and ambition around this business. I'm also seeing you're going to have to learn a lot to be able to do this. It's going to be a lot of work. You're going to have to do a lot of research. You're going to have to do a lot of learning to get to where you want to go. But it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but it's going to be enjoyable work. I think that this is something that you really love doing. I think that this is something that you do for free anyway. So that's the perfect thing for you to be doing. And yeah, there's a lot of positivity in that, in this business. I keep on seeing that. So yeah, please make a start. Please make a start on this. Again, I know I'm repeating myself. The last card you have in future is the Six of Pentacles. So again, about this business, I think there might be some people, and I think these might be people in your family. Once again, I'm seeing family again, who might have a kind of an unbalanced view of what this business is and what you're doing. They might have a strange view that's really unbalanced, kind of like, and I think it might be something around money, which is what this card is showing me, an imbalanced view around money. If it is something about in the arts or art, a lot of people have ideas like, if you're an artist, you're going to starve. Either you're really rich and you're kind of a millionaire, like Damien Hirst or someone like that, and you've got loads of money, or you are starving and you're living kind of in a cardboard box somewhere and you're dying. They've got this ridiculous extreme idea about artists. Now, there are lots of artists going around making their money. They're not rich, they're not poor, they're just doing whatever they're doing. And you know, they're making a decent, okay living, they're fine. There are a lot of people like that, you just haven't heard of them. Same with actors. People have this idea about actors. Either you're a great big Hollywood movie star who's making millions, or you're starving and you're trying to be a waitress or trying to do whatever you're doing. You know, yeah, these scenarios can be true, but there are also a lot of people in the middle of that. There are people doing all kinds of different kind of acting. They're doing voiceovers, they're doing this, they're doing that, all sorts of different things, a million things. And they're making a living. So anyway, because I was seeing this is around something creative, that's what I just had to say. But you know that if this is resonating with you, you know that. I don't have to tell you that. But I think there are some people in your family who have this kind of funny, unbalanced idea around money, around this business. So I think what you're going to do is, what you should do is, while this is still starting, while it's in the early stages, don't tell them about this. Don't talk to them about this. Keep it to yourself, because I think they might tell you a lot of negative things and that might get you down. I don't think it'll stop you. I think you'll keep on going, but it might, you know, get your feelings down. You might be like, oh, and you might lose a bit of enthusiasm, and you might feel a bit, oh no, and should I really be doing this? You don't want to start thinking like that. You really, really don't, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is a good thing for you to be doing. So keep this to yourself and just don't tell anyone until it's better, more established down the road or whatever. And but start, please start.